So good evening. Chanting this evening will begin with the evening chanting in English on page 19 up to the preliminary homage, then followed by the Buddha's words on loving kindness on page 37. To the Blessed One, the Lord who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to these the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and Blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha. Homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One. So, page 37. Yeah, so this one's on. We'll switch mics and that. Now let us chant the Buddha's words on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they
medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another, or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child. So with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain its recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to false views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being free from all sense desires, is not born again into this world.
The fundamental topic in cultivation is how the heart, how the sensitivity and receptivity is properly managed, cared for, cleaned, so we're not reacting and getting obsessed, fixated on anything. It's to free this chitta, this heart, this fundamental aspect that human beings are endowed with, that which gives us integrity. We sense things, we're receptive, we have a sense of harmony, desire for that balance and harmony with others and harmony with ourselves. Something in us is always seeking where's the balance, where's the place where there's least stress, pressure, and when things settle and get more comfortable. And sensitivity is something exquisite. As you can very refined sensitivity, caring, receptive, gentle. You can also get a sense as we become more settled just how much we need to do, what's needed, what's helpful, how to moderate our actions. We need to be able to moderate our outgoing energies so that they're not faltering or stumbling or crashing around. It's sensitive to the effect we have on others, effect we have on ourselves. Without this, there's bound to be stress, suffering, ignorance, all get bound up, does us no good, we get confused, we don't live in harmony, we have to hold on to things, control things and defend ourselves. And of course we create discord around us. So sensitivity, receptivity, awareness. Most important thing is to be aware of one's heart energies, our drives and directives, our emotions and passions and resistances and things that send us charging off or hold us back. Some of these are very obvious. We get rushes of powerful, urgent pressure to do or to make things happen or to get somewhere. And some of them become more like views. So a viewpoint is an emotional energy that's got kind of stuck into a fixed attitude. We get stubborn, possessive. This is the way I want it. It's not this, it's not that, or I can't be this, I can't be that. And generate these views, which are signs of certain emotional fear or need becoming kind of frozen up into a fixed attitude. And this is when it gets very difficult because these fixed attitudes become like a skeleton for our self. We get held, we get supported by our attitudes about what we are and what we aren't, where other people are, views about the world, views about life, views about this, that and the other. And we kind of get formed into this web of views without recognizing none of this is really reasonable at all. It's all just based upon assumptions and desires and fears. There's an unpacking of all this. Something much more fluid, less clearly defined, but more sensitive. So one of the priorities in cultivation is to, first of all, establish why do we get impacted? Why do we get flurried and overwhelmed and pressurized? Because the heart is open to thoughts. And thoughts sweep around the world and say, this is this, this is this, this is that, I'm here, that's that, that's tomorrow, it's yesterday. And give us this whole, they create a world for us, and that comes rushing in. They generally create a world which is configured by what is most disturbing or exciting. We don't bother to think about things that aren't really disturbing or exciting. Things that really bother us or interest us, or those are the things our mind rushes to. And then it puts all this into the heart. So the heart gets impacted by topics that cause worry, fear, craving, doubt, jealousy, competition, so forth. So we just stop doing that. It's not so easy. It gets to be a habit. So establish mindfulness. This means that primarily you bring your sense of your body right into the center of your awareness. So you're aware of all these thoughts and sights and sounds, but okay, most important thing, where am I? How do I know where I am? Where am I? Present. Where's the presence? So we say body, it's not just not the visual body, but that felt experience. You place that in the center of your awareness. It acts like a magnet. You just place it there and you keep returning to it, and it gradually, it draws, it restrains everything. The energies that would normally go out into thinking and looking around are then contained in this body, by this body. So it does it by itself. If you're mindful, that is, if you keep placing it there and stabilizing your center of attention on that. This is mindfulness. So we come into sitting, you can do it standing, walking, even reclining, but this evening we do it sitting, it's quite common. Sitting in a way whereby you can use the body to do this. So it's most settled, most balanced. And this requires to just use enough of your musculature to bring your body into attentiveness, spine, and then try to rest all the weight of your body on the bones, not on the muscles, on the soft flesh. So this means essentially you've got the pelvis resting on the ground, the legs resting on the ground, and then you've got the spine and the skull. And you can so angle your body so that the weight of the body is coming down your spine into the ground. So you're not leaning forward, your chest isn't sunk, you're not resting on your belly. You can relax your arms, fingers, head, and particularly the face, which carries a lot of energy in it. So if you relax the eyes, the forehead, the cheeks, all the face muscles, just this relaxing muscle helps to release tension, and which is when there's too much energy and it's all sort of locked up. You can spend some time doing that. So your body does become both firm but also quite loose or relaxed. Then it's a suitable vehicle. If it's not firm, it doesn't have that same gravitational power to it. The firmness of the body is something that almost draws energy towards it. And the softness of the body releases unnecessary energy, tension, stress. Then it becomes a suitable vehicle to support steady, moderate the heart. Because for many people, a lot of energy is carried in the head, where the sense organs are, and where we experience ourselves essentially as living in that zone of our body. And it tends to almost feel like a separate area of the body. So relaxing in the face and focusing on the whole head as it's positioned on the neck bones, relaxing the neck muscles. So the head just being part of the body, not separate from it. And by the correct position, by relaxing the neck muscles and the face muscles and the head, experience the head just as a feature like an arm or a leg or a hand. It's just another piece. There's nobody living up there. And why it seems so much the time that we are living there, because this is where our attention goes there. Where your attention goes, your energy goes. Where your energy goes, your citta goes. It's so you get a sense of, I am up here, I'm in this. But if your attention spreads over the entire body, your energy spreads over the entire body, and your sense of receptive awareness spreads over the entire body. This is, this is meditation. This is proper cultivation. And the citta, the heart, is not compressed. It's spread out, properly extended, and it's receiving the effects of a stable body that is not rigid or compressed. So spend some time spreading your awareness over the body as a whole, not as bits and pieces, but as one unbroken unit. It's quite a wide but careful span. And how does that feel? Some ways, though, as an idea, it's very simple, surprisingly challenging, because the habit that is established is about grasping onto a particular point. It could be a thought, memory, idea in your song, bits of information, concerns, something definite one can kind of get hold of and ride with, get stimulated by or concerned about, something that's worrying us or bothering us. The tendency is to grip or get gripped by these. Or we might meditate, try to hold on to a particular point or position in the body. But actually, mindfulness is neither of these. Mindfulness is just like creating a loop. The loop is steady. What's within it is changing. Loop of attention over the entire experience of body, but every detail is allowed to change. No, we're not trying to make it change, it just does. You can experience one moment, you experience warmth, or tingling, fluid pressures, breathing, distinct qualities of sensation. It could be a whole range of things could be flowing through that, within that loop. And none of them is something that you have to focus on, allowing it to change. So the mindfulness allows a lot of spaciousness. It's quite dispassionate. And although, because we're not trying to study the body like an anatomical exercise, we're using the sense of the body as a place for mindfulness, so the whole tenor and the attitude is one of steadiness, non-grasping, flexibility. And this has an effect on the citta. Doesn't feel pressurized to hold something or deny something or get anywhere. Just all this, its own processes can also be allowed to unfold. But body. Just to get familiar with what that is. And it's not a visual appearance, it's not a sensation, it's a range of phenomena: warmth, vitality, pressure, fluidities. Well, and within all that, there's a steady tide of breathing. Within all that, as if everything is like breath, like the stream, with various sensations and warmths and pressures are just like qualities flowing along in that stream. The stream has a very comforting sense to it because it's always there. See what you can feel for yourself. This is a wide focus, so again, our normal attitudes, we can feel what should I be focusing on, meditating on. And feel that attitude, that viewpoint, frustration or trying to get a hold of something. Maybe you don't need that. What would it be like if you could just receive the feeling of being a body, with all its different shifts and movements? And instead of going into any one of them, the whole lot, all of it, as nature, like a stream, whirlpools, bits of rubbish, clear water, it's just flowing along, all of it shifting, changing. A sense of dispassion and coolness. So even if something grabs your attention, a difficult physical feeling, try to widen your attention over from that point to see it as part of the whole picture. Don't get obsessed with a particular detail. Just allow energy to move through, release tension, pressure, cooling effect. When you review all this and see what's the most constant phenomenon that flows through the body, it's going to be this tide of breathing. It doesn't mean a breath, it means breathing, which is to do with the muscles, the energies, the airflow, the whole thing. All combines to create a particular distinctive pattern. In breath that comes in, things tend to firm up. Breathing out, things tend to soften and diffuse. If you listen into that, you'll also notice these points when it changes from in-breath to out-breath, like a kind of a pause, which is very open. Because your awareness of this is citta. It picks up that effect. The primary means of moderating the energies of the citta is just to be with the complete, unrestricted flow. It's always there, somewhere. Don't think of it purely as a sensation, but as the experience of something in you, involuntary, that brings you alive. Associated with something that arouses and then relaxes, steady tide. It's this fluidity that begins to massage the citta, the heart, from its obsessiveness or its stiffness or its distractedness. And just as the body experiences various agitations, flurries and fixations, it gets uncomfortable. Similarly, citta does the same. It's flurried, what should I be doing? I can't manage this, how long is this for? It's just, this is the flurried, flustered citta. Be aware, spread your awareness over that experience. Breathing in, take a long breath in, breath out. Just carrying it, the flurry, the fluster. Soothing. Citta feeling is carrying pressure, overwhelmed, carrying weight, struggling. That sense coming into your body, relax down your back, your head. Again, sustaining the full, unhurried process of an out-breath. Feeling the body and letting this pressurized citta feel supported, release its concerns right now. Expanding. Feeling one is doesn't have enough. One isn't enough, one doesn't have enough. Just notice any part of your body that you're not noticing, like your chest or your throat. Really keep expanding your awareness of the body. Helps the energies to stop getting deflated or contracted. The heart then opens. So we use the body to relieve the mind, the citta, of these pressures and constrictions. So as we come out of the session, returning to the sensory world, world of sight. Thought. Sense of space and territory and people and things. And the stimulation that occurs. So just letting things arise softly, maintaining that embodiment right in the center of all this other phenomenal experience. The first sense of what to do is, what does your body need? Does it need to move, shift, change your position, feel more fluid, flexible? So we're coming into autonomy, which is movement. In the autonomy of the heart, what feels like a good direction, a wish, an aspiration, an intention, what feels like the right thing to bring to mind.
Your blessings and aspirations.
Now let's chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides, virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss, realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, through this act of sharing, may all craving and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold or weaken my resolve. Excellent refuge, unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled.
Enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the blessed one. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well